You want something different. You are someone different. Maybe you have been comparing yourself a lot to other people, thinking that you're supposed to be like them. You're supposed to be like the norm. Maybe you've had a hard time accepting that you're different. And it can be in many different ways. You could be someone who's neurodivergent. You could be highly sensitive, highly sensing person. You could just have different needs than other people. Maybe you want to live a different lifestyle than what is the norm. Maybe people around you are getting partners and children and moving into a house, and you don't really find that appealing. Maybe you want another construction. Maybe you just want something entirely different. And being different also means being a lot by yourself. It means a lot of solitude, because when you are around people, you are not being mirrored in how different you are. Instead, you're just being reminded of how different you are. You're not being met in your differentness. You're not being met by other people similar to you, because you are rare. And so you're left to have to mirror yourself. Remember the things that you need, the things that you want in life. And I think it's extremely important, because someone else is not gonna come in suddenly and lead the way for you, or show you the way, or show you how to do things so that you can get the things that you want. You need to be the one to guide yourself. You need to mirror yourself. You need to see what it is that you want. See what it is that makes you different, what makes you special. Because that's your gift. That's part of your gifts, at least. That you have something that others don't have. And yes, they might have something that you don't have. And maybe you have been too caught up in what they have and what you don't have, instead of what you have and what they don't have. And so you might have felt very inadequate for many years and felt like you had to follow a certain path or do things a certain way or copy someone else in order to be successful. And maybe you still tend to have that thought pattern of, if I want to be successful, if I want to be famous, if I want to be popular, if I want to be known, I need to do things a certain way. I need to do what they are doing. Or I need to do what is generally considered successful. You might even, if you're a content creator or something like that, be looking at what other people are doing and copying that in order to find that path to success. But your success is the fact that you're different. It is the fact that you're doing things your own way. It is the fact that you're so creative, so intuitive, so good at listening to yourself. You just have to continue to do that. And of course, there's no harm in paying attention to what is popular or what gets a lot of views and things like that. But it's more important to listen to what feels good to you, to do the things that feel good to you. Because the more you do that, not only the more happy you're going to be, but you're also going to be more successful. People will be inspired by the fact that you are doing things your own way. You're doing your own things, and you're doing your own things your own way. So even if you're someone who is, I don't know, a writer, and there are lots of writers, so it's not that you're necessarily doing something completely different or strange, but your approach, your way of doing things, your way of creating, your way of putting it out into the world, your perspective, how you see things and from where, is what is so unique. And so whatever it is that you're doing, it actually doesn't matter what you're doing with your time, what it is that you're putting out into the world, or what it is that you're creating, because it's about the person behind. It is you that is making it so special. It is you that people remember. It is your approach to what it is that you're creating that is so special. And it's difficult if you have not been someone who were accepted or felt welcome anywhere in any group of people, and you never felt that people understood you or understood the things you had to offer, or they couldn't appreciate it. If you haven't experienced anyone complimenting your creations or just paying attention to it or mirroring it in some way, then it's really hard to believe in yourself, because you have to do it on your own. There's not someone else that you can lean on. You have to always lean on yourself, and that can be very lonely. But it's almost like if you want to avoid being lonely, it seems like you're forced to have to shrink yourself or adapt into a certain environment. You have to start to imagine yourself as the boss of your own life. You have to start to put yourself on a pedestal, to let yourself rise above this narrative that you have created for yourself, where you think that you're less worthy than others because you're different. You have to lift yourself up. You have to start to see yourself in a different light. You have to start to see yourself as royal, as someone who's really, really, really worthy, as someone who's really, really, really talented, as someone who's really, really, really unique, and really appreciate your being, your intelligence, your way of doing things, your way of existing in the world. If you need to, start to make a logbook, or start to journal, or start to just write down things as you notice it. Start to witness yourself. Start to witness yourself as though you have separated yourself from you, as though you have split into two different people, and you can see yourself from the outside. You can see yourself fully, the whole being you are, your whole life, and you can see how precious you are, how worthy you are, how much impact you have. Because the thing is, other people are unfortunately rarely gonna be able to see you in that light. And so that's gonna continue to give you this feeling that you're worth less, because people are not able to put you in that light of being someone who is worthy. So you will feel like you are unworthy, even though people might not have that intention of putting you down, even if it's not something they do because they're trying to harm you. Of course, there can be instances where there are people trying to harm you and trying to put you down, but in many instances when you are not met by people, it is not because you are lacking, it is not because you are not worthy, it is because they are lacking, it is because they are not able to tap into that state themselves. They are not able to see themselves in this light, that they are royal, that they are worthy, that they are the boss of their own life. They have not lifted themselves up. They are down in the mud. And so when you start to rise, when you start to shine, when you start to allow yourself to take up space in your life and in this world, so few people are able to give you that space to do so. You have to give yourself the space to do so, because other people have shrunk themselves into tiny, tiny, tiny boxes, tiny, tiny, tiny people, because they feel so worthless. How are they going to mirror you in this state of just beaming of light and just shining and being so enormous, taking up so much space, when they themselves have not yet accepted that they too are worthy of that space? They do not know how to exist within that space, and so they can't allow you to exist in that space. So don't wait for someone else to give you permission to live your life. Don't wait for someone else to allow you to take up space, to allow you to shine. Don't wait for someone else to lift you up of that unworthiness, because other people are still stuck in it themselves, waiting for someone else to lift them out of it. And so you need to take responsibility for your own life and start to lift yourself up. Put yourself up on a royal chair. See yourself in this light of being someone who is so worthy, has so much power, so much impact. Your words matter. What you create matter. Your being matters. Just the fact that you're existing in this state creates such a change in the world. Shines so much light into the world. So even if no one else is around you, even if no one else is celebrating you, celebrate yourself, see yourself, and continue to do that, no matter how hard it gets.